So there we go. 3, 2, and 1. Well, Mayor Pete, welcome back. The Mayor's Monday here at WSAU, WSAU.com. Back by popular demand. You were just that popular the first time.
We'll go with that.
Yeah. Whether it's in your own household or
there you go.
elsewhere. But yeah, now that you're here, I mean, you're going through your first budget and everything like that. So I'm sure you got to feel a little more settled into that office than we did first time around, right?
Oh, correct. Yeah, it's for the most part, it's been pretty good. Had some issues. With Mosinee being part of the fire district. We had some issues out there and it's Mosinee's term to be the chairman, so I was kind of front and center on dealing with those. But as far as the city stuff, it's been going pretty good. The fire district, well, we're dealing with that too, and just getting through their budget process too. So,
absolutely, and of course, as far as the fire district goes, I know there's certain things that you can't talk about with that, so it's not like we're going to be trying to dive into.
Correct.
That too much.
We've hopefully put that behind us, and we're moving forward.
But as far as budgets go and things like that, obviously that's the most important. One of the most important things you have to do as the mayor is guide the city through that, and you're right in the middle of it right now.
Correct. We just ended up. We had 3 budget workshops, or 3. We had 1 and 2 were done. We had number 2 Tuesday night. So we'll have budget workshop number 3 on Monday, and that's kind of where we have to really kind of finalize, because in November you have to have a preliminary budget processed, and you got to kind of have your ducks in a row, because once that preliminary budget is processed, you cannot raise those numbers. You can lower them, but you can't raise. So we need to take our educated guesses, and hopefully they're pretty close. Okay.
So what are the biggest things that you want to accomplish then with that first budget?
We've had the first workshop is the departments come in with their wish list. Of course, it's quite a bit. There are certain things that we look at. Public safety. We want to make sure that we have enough adequate equipment and personnel. So that's an issue. Trying to fund, looking to restaff a position in the police department, and that's not a cheap piece of that hits the thing. And we basically, because of levy limits, we'll be trying to be very close to budgeting what we can legally. So, and there's some other challenges, some capital improvements for the public works want a new building. I mean, not saying it's not needed, but that one will be definitely scrutinized.
Yeah, and some of these situations, these things are brought up just to start the conversation. It may not be the next year project, but it may be something 3 years down the road, because that way you can kind of plan for it and maybe save for it over a couple of years too.
Correct.
Right?
My philosophy is, when people come and say, I said, I'd rather know than not know. So if you're looking for something that could affect us, because like you said, not only you're looking at this year's budget, but you're looking at, okay, if we get this in this year's budget, what's the effects for next year's budget? Because certain things, one-time expenditures, they can go by the wayside. But when you start adding personnel and certain things, that's a ongoing every year item. That's not gonna go away. If we go buy a piece of equipment for $25,000, $50,000, okay, that's a one-time expenditure, and now we have that equipment. But so the next year's budget not. But if you put somebody in the personnel area, a position, well, then you've budgeted this, and now you got next year not only that position, but the increases for benefits and pay that come with it.
Indeed. So do you feel that you're in a good spot right now with the 2026 or 26 budget?
I don't know what if good spot, but I think we're looking that we can come up with something where hopefully we can meet some of the needs for the departments, what they wanted, and still keep the tax rate at where that we legally have to have it at. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll be watching that, obviously, over the next few weeks, as we do with just about every community in the area. One other thing, it's not necessarily an economic development project right now, but it could be for the city. I understand that you're working to buy the old BMO Harris Bank building on the edge of town.
Yeah, that is correct. We have been looking at that for quite a while. Back in August, the council gave permission to put an offer in on the building, and there was some back and forth. The buyer kind of changed his mind a couple times about this, and then all of a sudden it came back on the table. We're actually hoping to close on it tomorrow or early next week. And then we're looking for that building. It will be part of the TID district. So we're looking, not necessarily, it may become used for the city to be a city use building, but we bought it, or we wanted to have control over that building, what was going to happen. It's coming right into the city. It's one of the first things people see coming over the bridge. And we had heard rumors about some other stuff that possibly what we could have went in there that we didn't want in there. And kind of like we did with the hotel and a couple businesses across the street, bought that so that we could control the development. The old Ron and Lloyd's, people know, the grocery store, which now is the Advanced Auto Parts. Those have all turned out to be very well. So we're hoping that our track record is going to work out with this one also.
Yeah, absolutely. And, somebody might hear something like that and say, oh, okay, well, government's interfering with this again. But as you mentioned, that's the gateway. That's your entrance to the city. So you want something that's going to be kind of welcoming. You want something that's going to be encouraging for people to see as they're coming into town. So it would make sense that the city would want to control that, and as you said, either use it for a city hall or put it up for redevelopment.
Correct. Yep.
For, I don't know, say a convenience store or something like that.
Right. Who knows? Right. Correct.
Yeah,
now we have a say in the matter of what's going to happen there now.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. So, as far as redevelopment or tearing the building down, when do you expect a decision on that would be?
Well, we'll probably be starting to plan on that, starting to plan something for that next year. Get through the budget process and then take up the new project and see where we're going to go with that.
And so, how long would you figure that redevelopment on there might take? Is this maybe a year or 2 year project?
Well, I guess sometimes it'll depend on, you never know who would be interested in the building. It could go fast. It could be a couple of years. I mean, I believe from the time we tore those buildings down till the hotel came in was like 3, maybe 4 years.
Mm-hmm. 3 years seems about right that Brent and I were talking about that project.
Correct. So. Yeah, that would be that would be, I would hope maybe earlier, but I hope not, if it's not much later than that.
So I guess my last question on that then would be, is like a new city hall or something maybe a last resort? If you can't redevelop it commercially, is that something that the city would look at?
That is a potential use for that building, right? Okay. Then we would have something when we'd have this building. There's some decisions made. Do we keep this building for another different department, decide with that? Because that is a big building, but it might not be suitable for things right the way it is now.
Sure.
It's a multi-level. We'd have to look at ADA access to the lower floor.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. And then one more thing then, before we let you go, as far as residential development goes, you're also working, have some irons on the fire there as well. Tell us about the Maple, is it Maple Ridge?
Yeah, correct. Maple Ridge, there's out there, it's probably one of the last vacant parcels in that out there. We've had preliminary planning, commission has approved this. We're just waiting for the final agreement, final plat to come from the developer, his assessor, and that's working on it, his surveyor, etc. And that would be some joint lower income level. They call them twin houses, like a duplex, but they would be zero lot lines. So you'd have two sides to the house, but you would own yours without any right. The other person would own theirs. So kind of like so we had to amend an ordinance for a zero lot line, so that we could put those in. But then there's some development for some larger houses in that area too has been proposed.
Single family, right?
Yes, correct. Yes. Single family, yeah.
Yep. And then the other ones, you're sharing your wall with your neighbor, if you will. Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
For those, I believe they call them townhouses or things like that.
Yeah, twin houses, duplexes, but they would have a zero lot line that basically, even though it's one building, you own this half outright, and the other person not. There isn't no you kind of have both share ownership, but you have a joint tenancy agreement, et cetera.
Yeah.
This would be much more better for people.
Yeah, and and that's kind of goes on with what you said there, that this is lower income. It's easier to make the dream of home ownership more accessible, if
Yeah,
you will.
and
right?
and that's needed everywhere in Mosinee too, entry level housing.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, and you said this was one of the last kind of develoopable residential
Yeah,
areas
in that
the
area,
city.
correct. Yeah, yeah.
So how long before we see dirt moving on that?
I believe I'm hoping this year yet. I think that they're looking. I think that they were trying to do some development they own the lot, parcel, and then they were trying to do some stuff. But I think the DNR shut them down for a while on some issues that they were getting some complaints on. So.
So how many more units are going to be adding to Mosinee's housing inventory?
I believe
then?
between the twin houses and the other, I think we're talking about 50 units.
And that's obviously big, especially for a community like Mosinee, where you've got a whole lot of going on in the business park. When you're bringing new employees in, you definitely want them to be able to find a spot to live close by right away.
Correct.
And that's obviously another one of the big challenges that you kind of have as mayor too,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Always always something. If you're not moving forward, you're going backwards.
No
right?
doubt, no doubt. Well, Mayor Pete, we always appreciate the time. We'll look forward to chatting again, probably in early 2026.
Sounds good.